Alright, here's part 2 of my Vita port review series. This time we're going to do Race the Sun. I just bought this randomly. I did not know anything about it. I had some spare credit on my PSN account when this was on sale a while ago. It's actually a pretty fun game, and the port is actually very faithful. It's not saying much because it's a very minimalist game, but it is one of the few 3D games I can think of on the Vita that runs at 60 FPS. Now, unfortunately, there are some problems. You will have to be online to get the current generated world for the day. The game world regenerates, refreshes every day. And also, the only performance problems I've ever had in this game is when you go into outer space. I'm not exactly sure how that mechanic works, but for some reason, when you go in there, the frame rate tanks. But it doesn't seem to be a major element of the game, at least for as far as I've gotten. I've played it for a few hours, and I've only encountered it a few times. But aside from that, the performance is rock solid. I don't really think I'll be able to show that in this video, but for some reason, the frame rate just tanks. It is a Unity game, so maybe there's just some kind of weird problem with it that the Vita just doesn't like. But the gameplay is actually very fun. Like I said, it's going to take a really long time to load, so this is not the kind of game that you boot up when you're going to have to quickly put your Vita to sleep mode, like you're getting off the train or the bus or something. This is definitely not the game to play. You definitely want to have this booted up long before you need to make some kind of transfer like that. So I'm going to show exactly how long it takes to load, starting now. Like, I only play this game when I'm like at the laundromat or I'm just sitting down somewhere waiting for the bus. It's not as user friendly or commuter friendly as a lot of the other Vita games are. You can get into a game in a few seconds. This one takes quite some time. It's not even done loading yet. I'll actually have to load the game world and everything. So you're looking at probably about roughly a minute to get to the game. And once you get to this point, as long as you have it in sleep mode, there's pretty much no loading at all. I'm a sucker for a good, like, indie arcade game that I can play when I'm not at home. That's one of the reasons why I love the Vita, you know. It doesn't have the stuff that a lot of people want, but small, bite-sized experiences with rock-solid gameplay is one of the best consoles I've ever used. And I like to think, for the most part, that a lot of the ports that do reach the Vita are pretty good. Definitely bought some stinkers, but a lot of them have been pretty much on par with what I would get normally on another console. So you can see how solid the frame rate is. there you go. This is Race the Sun. I really enjoy it. I don't know what the base price was, but I paid like $2 for this, I think a month or two ago. It's pretty fun. It's just like I said, the frame rate is rock solid until you get to that outer space level, and then it seems like it just tanks for no apparent reason, which is kind of odd because it seems like it's rendering less in the space mode. I don't know if it's going to be patched, but it's a pretty great bite-sized arcade game. The controls are really nice. You have pretty good control of the ship, even with the analog stick, so I just use that. It works really well. It's like I said, definitely not the kind of game to get if you're the kind of person that switches games a lot when you're outside of the house, because it will take like over a minute to get to the game pretty much. But as long as you're in, like I'll go ahead and I'll retry. We'll do another run. The load times are pretty much instant. It's no different than like booting up a computer that doesn't have a solid state drive. Like you don't want to keep restarting and turning it off and turning it on unless you've got time to burn. It's very much like that with this game. As long as you boot it up, it's fine. But if you're going to be switching back and forth from game to game, then this is definitely not the game for you. But once you get in, it's a really fun, bite-sized, really responsive arcade experience. Anyway, that's it for now. I don't really have too many other Vita port reviews on the horizon. I pretty much covered all the games that I own so far. I will definitely do one for East Origin if someone else is the guinea pig and says that it's a good port. I'll definitely make sure I get some high quality footage out for that. I believe that will be out in February. So this pretty much concludes this little mini series on my channel for now. I don't think I'm going to be buying too much more for this console between the next few months. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace.